between stone pillars and traveled down a long curving drive lined with lilacs that were just coming into bloom. A student in a navy blue blazer and fashionably untucked white dress shirt led me out past the groomed soccer fields and rows of empty tennis courts to the athletic complex. The basketball team, half in home jerseys and half in away, was scrimmaging in one of the gyms. I watched them play for a while. They looked like an undistinguished, well-meaning bunch, except for one kid. I knew he was the one that they had hired me to counsel and coach, an African-American kid I'll call Khalil. I had been briefed on him when I took the job. He had been brought to the school on a full scholarship. At 6'5" and still growing, he was as skinny as a real 16-year-old. But you could see the NBA body waiting to emerge from his rickety frame. I watched from the sideline as Khalil drove hard to the hoop, slamming down dunks. He pulled up at the three-point line and drained his outside shot. His long arms and quick hands made him a monster on defense. He got deflections and steals and leaped high to block shots. Although the team was doing well, due almost entirely to Khalil's stellar play, the kid had, according to the school psychologist, problems concentrating on his schoolwork, and the psychologist thought that his shoddy grades had been affecting his play during recent games. The team had begun to slip in their league's standings. Khalil was one of the few black kids at a predominantly white school, and he had a tremendous amount of pressure on him to perform, justify his full athletic scholarship, and bring home a championship trophy to the school. The psychologist had heard about me from a colleague, and he knew one of Khalil's heroes was Kobe Bryant. I want to be like Kobe, Khalil told me after we had been introduced during a break in the practice. I had to laugh. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Khalil said he had studied the Kobe Bryant formula for success. Focus, practice hard, commit to winning. I knew from the school psychologist that, like me, Khalil had come from the hood. Under his cocky swagger, I felt weariness. The tender, genuine parts of him had been encrusted within an affected cool by his tough childhood. Teach me Kobe stuff, he said. I need that Mamba mentality. Are you willing to do what Kobe was willing to do in order to be the best of the best? I asked. Most definitely. It's one thing to say it, I thought, and it's entirely another thing to do it. Kobe had adopted the Mamba persona, named after the black snake indigenous to Africa, known for its lethal quickness and deadly venom. Khalil wanted to become a Mamba like his hero, but that, unfortunately, is not the way it works. It's okay to model yourself after those you admire, but in sports or any other pursuit, that's only the beginning. You need something more. You need to find your gift to the world. A deeper intelligence. With his Mamba mentality, Kobe was a trailblazer in this regard. When I worked with him, I was living outside Boston and Newton, and I would fly out to LA to work with the Lakers, meeting with players and coaches at the team's sprawling, state-of-the-art practice facility in El Segundo, and staying in a nearby hotel. Kobe and I had an immediate connection. I had roomed with Dr. J, Julius Irving, and played pickup ball with him in college at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Kobe's father, Joe Bryant, and Dr. J had been teammates on the Philadelphia 76ers in the 1970s. Kobe immediately saw me as a kind of uncle figure, a seasoned mentor who was as driven and determined as he was, and who had a direct connection to his father's generation of black basketball players. The NBA is now over 75% African American, but at that time it was mostly white. In fact, just a decade earlier, in the 1960s, there had been an effort to limit black players,